Like they say for the Rangers, there's no quit in New York. It looked like we were dead to rights going into that 8th inning. It looked like we had a lot of questions to answer. Don't get me started. We still got a lot of questions. Juan Soto, what a fucking player. Hits a home run, was a triple away from the cycle today, came up huge when our offense was at its lowest, and then that 9th inning. Oh, that 9th inning. Verdugo stepping up big. Even Soto stepping up big. You had a lot of players stepping up big. Giancarlo Stanton staying hot like he has been since I made that video, obviously. The one guy we needed to start getting hot, Aaron fucking Judge, steps up when no one expects him to and gives us a lead in that 9th inning. That is some captain shit, and that is why this team is still magical. Even though we lost this series, even though we went 3-3 on this road trip, we were the last team standing to lose a series. It was going to happen eventually. Toronto had all the momentum on their side. That homestand was so huge for them, and they were about to end that thing with a statement saying, we swept this historic New York Yankees team. And you know what the Yankees said? No, you ain't. We get it done. We avoid the sweep. How did we get here? First of all, Marcus Stroman, another solid performance, made 2 mistakes. One of them cost him with that Dalton Varsho home run. Bullpen, not great. Ferguson gives up the home run to Varsho. Where the fuck did Varsho come from where he's hitting 2 home runs off of us? Ferguson didn't look great. Hamilton looked solid. Gonzalez looked okay. Clay Holmes looked solid. That was also a great play by Anthony Volpe to end it for Clay Holmes in that situation. This was a great game in a not so good series. I'm just going to break down the whole series here. Game 1, all I have to say about that game, because it was god awful, okay? It was god awful for him. No one did anything of note. Stop giving up on Luis Gil. Luis Gil, one of the best talents that I have seen in quite a while. To see all these people come out, is he finally able to go to the bullpen? Should he just go to the bullpen? There's a reason why he pitched like that dog shit and still only gave up 3 runs. That's it. It's because his stuff is some of the best stuff that anyone has seen in a while. Yes, he's young. He does give up a lot of walks. Let him work through it. And that is also something I did not see for a guy like Carlos Rodon, a guy who's on a $100 million contract. I have not seen any of that type of hate go towards him. It's all been going towards Luis Gil because he's young and because people just want to shove him out of there. Stop giving up on the young kid. He's going to be fine. He's got to work through a few things. He's got to work on keeping that count down. He's got to work on not letting his emotions get to him. But he has still looked, even though he has had 2 straight bad starts, and he still only gave up 3 runs in one of his worst starts. Is there anyone else in that rotation that you could say in their worst start, a start where they gave up 7 walks, that they only gave up 3 runs? Marcus Stroman gave up 4, and he's still probably one of our best pitchers. He still probably is our best pitcher. Relax on the kid. He's going. In game 2, it looked like it was about to be the same thing as game 1. Rodon looked okay. His velocity was back up, which looked okay. He has no put out pitches, allowed Toronto to just foul everything off, which became a theme over the course of the series. Toronto fouling every single pitch off. It was getting annoying. A lot of it in game 2 had to do with the fact that Carlos Rodon refuses to use that slider, and when he does, he doesn't know how to use it. It's getting to a point where he is turning back into a fastball pitcher. You cannot do that at the major league level, and Toronto made him pay. Toronto made him pay. More teams are going to make him pay if he doesn't start trusting the pitch mix he got during the offseason. There's a reason why you put in that type of work. It's because you have to implement it. Carlos Rodon has not implemented any of the work he's done in the offseason. I have given him time to say, okay, first start, you're not going to implement it fully. Second start, he looked better. He looked better. He used all of it. But now, here, he looked like a shell of that second start self. He's got to trust his stuff. Matt Blake, Garrett Cole, and whoever else, maybe even Marcus Stroman, being a vocal leader in that clubhouse, has to go to him and tell him that he used to be a Cy Young candidate, that he used to be one of the top pitchers in baseball, that he needs to continue to trust that. Don't fall back into the same mistakes you made last year, because there's a reason why you sucked last year. It's because of that. One guy who did struggle during this series was Anthony Volpe. I am not worried. He faced a basically rejuvenated Yusei Kikuchi, who I finally have to admit is playing out of his fucking mind. He is going to be good this year, and he was facing a tough matchup in that case. He just couldn't get much going. But overall, this leadoff experience has been a plus. This series was definitely a negative, but it was a negative for everyone in the lineup. It was not just Volpe. So I am not worried about Volpe in that leadoff spot. I don't think it was a mistake. I like him in that spot. I have told you my reasons in videos past, so I'll just leave that at that. Not worried about him at all. I thought I was going to be coming on here tonight and talking about the struggles and how bad Aaron Judge has been. But really, now I'm coming on here, maybe that last at bat gives him some life, because he finally did something that he hasn't been able to do all year. He's been able to get to a pitch like a fastball, not just foul it off, pull it and keep it fair. That's telling me his mechanics are starting to get there. He's starting to put it all together. I am now giving him an extended timeline. Because of this, he has extended his timeline. I am going to be honest though, during this game I was saying to myself, it's finally time. It was finally time to start getting a little nervous. Aaron Judge wasn't nervous, Aaron Boone wasn't nervous, the clubhouse wasn't nervous. The fans are definitely starting to get that, and I understand it completely. He has been god awful. This is his worst average and his worst home run total, his worst slugging percentage, his worst basically everything in his first 18 games in any season of his career. That at bat that he put out in that ninth inning, that extends the timeline for him. That showed me he's putting it together and he's close. He may not be fully back, but he is getting very close. He has already put up some home runs this year. He doesn't have that monkey on his back. He really just has to string together a few at-bats like that one. He finally got the start to it. This off day tomorrow is able to give him that type of reset that could allow him to kind of replicate what he did in that at-bat. Have super high hopes now for what Aaron Judge can do. I just want to talk about Juan Soto real quick. What a player. The only bright spot of this series up until that last game was the fact that the Yankees still have Juan Soto on their roster. Juan Soto has been the only bright spot on that 3-game losing streak, was a major contributor in giving us this rubber match, so to speak. We still lost the series, avoided the sweep because of him. He has been a godsend to this roster. And you could see his influence on other players. Oswaldo Cabrera, you could see the patience of Oswaldo. Juan Soto starting to rub off on him. You see it in a lot of other guys. You also see it in the fact that everyone's playing every day, just like Juan Soto. He is doing a lot more than just hitting the ball here in pinstripes. And I just wanted to appreciate him real quick for that. And the fact that he was a triple away from the cycle today. And that was a main contributor in us winning this game. But overall, wasn't a great road trip. We had a good series and ended it off a little shaky. Toronto wasn't great, but we come back home to play division rival Tampa Bay Rays. Hopefully the Yankees can get back on track since they're in the Bronx coming off of a meaningful win. That win against Toronto reminded me a ton of 2022 when Aaron Judge hit that home run off of Jordan Romano. The Michael K call where he goes up for grabs. This game was very reminiscent of that. Toronto thought they were going on their high horse. They thought they were going to get their statement sweep of the year. They thought they were going to announce to the baseball world that they are officially here as one of the top teams in the league, and the Yankees shut that shit down. Now it's time to capitalize and maintain this amazing record. We are 13-5, looking to extend it. Hopefully you enjoyed that series, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. If you're new here, hit that sub button. I'm out of here. Take care and peace.